What's going on there, YouTube, and welcome back to another comic book video. Okay, guys, so we are going to continue our coverage over Ghost Rider, and we actually pick up with a lovely crossover that was done by Marvel in the early 1990s, a crossover with Ghost Rider, Wolverine, and the Punisher. Yes, this is the Heart of Darkness. This was the first time these three characters came together because they were so popular in the 1990s. Marvel said, hey, put these three characters in one book, it will sell. And of course, it did sell. And this is basically Marvel saying these three characters are three top anti-heroes and they're going to go out there and stop a demon, or the son of the devil, Mephisto. That is right, they are going to fight against Blackheart, the son of Mephisto, in this storyline. And when this book came out, it was actually pretty big because fans loved the idea of the Punisher, Wolverine, and Ghost Rider teaming up. So I do hope you like this book because it's also written by Howard Mackie, who was a great writer in the 1990s. And also it is drawn by one of the best artists, I say best, but some folks out there not best, John Romita Jr. So I do hope you enjoy this book. And so to begin today's storyline, we actually pick up in Christ's Crown. Now, Christ's Crown is going to be the main location of this entire storyline. Now, with that being said, we do pick up with some people right now doing a ritual. Now, with this ritual, of course, they are sacrificing a young girl. And of course, her blood is being used as a way to summon Blackheart, because these humans want to have Blackheart help them achieve some kind of goal. But here comes the big problem though. As soon as Blackheart appears, he is angry. He is angry with the idea that now he feels like when it comes to people praising him, there is not a lot of people praising him. And the ones who do, they don't praise him in a way where he feels like their sacrifices should actually mean more than they are right now. And so he's a very angry demon. On top of that, he's mad at his father, and he blames his father for a lot of different things. And so he says he is going to kill his father, Mephisto, the devil of Marvel Comics. But the way he's going to do that is he's going to use three people who are not afraid to cross that line, who's not afraid to be corrupted, who will help him be able to actually kill off Mephisto. Later on in the day, we actually pick up with Danny Ketch, because remember, at this point in Marvel Comics, Danny Ketch was the Ghost Rider. Even though he was the third Ghost Rider Marvel had used over the years of Marvel Comics, when he came out, fans instantly loved Danny Ketch. But with that being said, you do have him right now arriving into Christ's Crown, the same town that Blackheart appeared earlier, but right now the town seemed pretty normal. Now, the reason why you have Ghost Rider coming here, because he did receive some kind of letter by a mysterious person asking him to come to this town. Now, when he does arrive, he does look for a place to stay. And of course, he finds a boarding house. Now, with this boarding house, it is being run by a character named Flo and her daughter, Lucy. Lucy is a small girl. Now, with that being said, instantly, Lucy's kind of like, oh my God, I really do like Danny. He seems very nice and cool, and she's happy that he's going to stay there. But either way, you do have Danny Ketch stay here at this boarding house. But then you have Flo say there are two other people also staying here at this boarding house. Now, later that morning, because it's still morning time apparently, we do come to find out who are the two other people staying at this boarding house. And of course, we knew it was Wolverine and the Punisher. It just makes sense. But either way, we have all the characters come together to have breakfast. So you have Danny, Wolverine, the Punisher. You also have Lucy and her daughter, Flo and her daughter, Lucy. But either way, though, you do have all the characters come together to have breakfast. Now, I do want to mention that when it comes to the Punisher and Ghost Rider, this is actually not their first time teaming up. Matter of fact, we covered the first time these two characters had met up. Because remember, Danny Ketch, when he turns into Ghost Rider at this point in Marvel Comics, he really doesn't remember what happened when he was Ghost Rider. It's kind of like the Hulk, where when he turned into the Hulk, Bruce Banner, he doesn't really remember everything the Hulk did. It's the same for Danny Ketch. He doesn't really remember what happened when he is the Ghost Rider. And so he does not truly remember the Punisher like he should. But either way, you do have all three men here for one particular reason, because they all got a letter by some mysterious person, and that what brought them to this town. And that is the moment you do have everyone go to their room, and later on at night, you do have everyone kind of thinking about the letters they all received, because you do have Wolverine actually go over to the Punisher room. And when he does that, you do have Wolverine and the Punisher kind of talk to one another, because the Punisher realized it was Wolverine, because Wolverine did not come here in disguise at all. The Punisher did because he is a well-known killer, and so he wore somewhat a disguise with a fake mustache. But you have Wolverine tell the Punisher, dude, your mustache disguise is horrible. But either way, you do have Wolverine and the Punisher kind of talk about the idea they both have received letters just like Danny did. Now, Danny is not in the room with them. He's right now in his own room, thinking about him being Ghost Rider, but on top of that, the letter that he had received. Now, with that being said, that is the moment he is confronted by somebody. And that is the moment you have Blackheart appear. And Blackheart appears in the room of Danny Ketch. But at the same time, he also appears in the room of Wolverine and the Punisher. Now, this is Blackheart trying to recruit all three characters, because he believes with these three characters being the most anti-hero, or as he says, the ones who are most corrupted, are not afraid to cross the line, they'll be able to actually help him get rid of his father, Memphisto, because he blames Mephisto for what's going on in his life at this moment in Marvel Comics. Now, with that being said, though, you do have Blackheart kind of offer each character something different as a way to hopefully recruit them, as a way to help him kill off his father. So like, for example, he does offer the Punisher to bring back his family. Because remember, what made Frank Castle become the Punisher was the death of his family. And so with that being said, you have Blackheart kind of like, if you want to join me, I will bring your family back. Instantly. Wolverine, your memories. I got that for you right there. And so it's right now Blackheart trying his best to recruit all the characters, but of course, every single one of them say no. Even though they're anti-heroes, they're corrupted, they're still heroes in a way. And they all say no to Blackheart. Like, nah, man, not going to help you. 1, you're a demon. 2, you're the son of the devil. And 3, you're crazy. Not happening. And of course, with them saying no, of course that makes Blackheart kind of like, okay, well, I'm going to try to find a way to make you change your mind and to actually help me out. And so with that, that's the moment we hear Lucy scream. Now remember, Lucy is the young girl at the boarding house. She's the daughter of the one who runs the boarding house, Flo. And when our heroes go out of their room and look down outside, they see Flo, the mother of Lucy, kind of in a trance. And that is the moment every single adult is in a trance right now, and they're walking towards the center of the town. Now, Lucy, the small girl, she is not in a trance at all, but her mother, Flo, and the rest of the adults, they are. And so you have Lucy kind of scared because her mom could possibly die. And so you have Wolverine, Punisher, Ghost Rider tell her, listen, stay here. We'll get your mom back. We're going to handle this. Now, while you have Punisher and Wolverine run off to hopefully stop Blackheart, you have Danny Ketch look for his motorcycle so that he can turn into Ghost Rider, because usually he needs that motorcycle to turn into Ghost Rider. But when he looks around, he can't find it. And that's the moment he realized it's missing, but then he hears Lucy scream as well, which means that she was also taken away. But when they get into the center of the town, that is the moment we come to find out that Blackheart does have the motorcycle that belongs to Danny Ketch, that makes him become the Ghost Rider. Now, also, he does tell us that he has Lucy as well. Now, of course, they want to save Lucy, but right now, you have innocent people standing between them and Blackheart. Now, remember, Blackheart said, "You guys are corrupted." And the reason why he said that, because the Punisher, Wolverine, and when Danny Ketch is Ghost Rider, they're not afraid to kill people, but they only kill bad people. And this is Blackheart saying, you're corrupted, but you're not fully corrupted. And so to make you fully corrupted, I have to make you guys kill innocent people. And right now, they're innocent people who are standing between you and me. If you kill them, you are fully corrupted and you're ready to go to help me kill my father. Now, of course, you have Punisher like, nope, done. We're not doing this. I got guns. Let's not do, no, not happening. Not going to do this. So he pulls guns out and begin the process of actually shooting at Blackheart. Now we know these bullets are not going to work on Blackheart at all. But Blackheart's kind of like, okay, I'm going to give you one more chance to actually work with me here. I gave you 2 chances. I'm going to give you one more. And so he leaves with the motorcycle of Danny Ketch and Lucy as well and says, if you want to save her, you must follow me. Because it seems like no matter what Blackheart does as a way to bring the heroes over to his side, it's not going to work. Now, some blood actually does spill on Ghost Rider, Danny Ketch's face, and that right there makes him even more angry, but also kind of thinking about what could he do to become Ghost Rider to save Lucy. Now, as Blackheart leaves, you do have Wolverine and the Punisher realize they need to follow him, and so of course they do get into the Punisher's van as a way to follow Blackheart. Now, when it comes to Danny, he's right now powerless. There's not much he can do to actually help Wolverine and the Punisher stop Blackheart. But that is the moment you have Danny Ketch being able to find a motorcycle. But that is the moment when he's wiping the blood off his face that he received from Lucy being basically taken away by Blackheart. He's kind of like, okay, blood off my face, but he looks at his hands. And when he looks at his hands, he do see these kind of demonic symbols. These symbols on his hands give him the ability to become Ghost Rider without the actual motorcycle. And so he grabs his face with his hands, with these symbols on his hand. His body, his face begins to melt away. And of course, he turns into Ghost Rider, ready to go to help out Punisher and Wolverine, save Lucy, and to hopefully stop Blackheart. But that is the moment we do see Wolverine and the Punisher arrive at the location where Blackheart has gone off to. Now, of course, when they're trying to get closer to Blackheart to hopefully stop him, well, that is the moment you have Ghost Rider just zoom right by screaming, Blackheart, because he wants to stop Blackheart right now. And Wolverine and the Punisher like, oh, he's here. We got him too? So it's 3 of us? Cool, perfect, let's go. And so you have all 3 characters move in to hopefully stop Blackheart, to hopefully save Lucy's life. Now, once our heroes are able to actually confront Blackheart, that is the moment you have Blackheart begin the process of trying to offer our heroes something again as a way to bring them over to his side. Now, with that, you have him say, Punisher, if you join my side, I'll bring your family back to life. Wolverine, you have secrets you want to learn about? I can tell you those secrets. Because remember, at this point in Marvel Comics, Wolverine's memories were not all the way back yet. And so it's kind of Blackheart saying, I can tell you some of your secrets you want to know, but not all of them. And when it comes to Ghost Rider, he said Zarathos, the spirit that Danny Ketchum used to turn into Ghost Rider. You have Blackheart say, Zarathos, you used to be a powerful, powerful being, but you lost your power in your memories. I can give that back over to you if you and Danny join my side. It's him offering every single hero something to bring them over to his side. And when he asked, what's your answer? Of course, our hero said no. And so he does take our heroes into this part of hell. And with them being this part of hell, you do have our heroes fighting against Blackheart. Now, I really do like this moment right here because earlier we saw only Wolverine and Punisher try to fight against Blackheart, and really only the Punisher. But with Ghost Rider now being involved as a way to help them fight against Blackheart, every single punch Ghost Rider throws onto Blackheart is a blow that actually lands, meaning that he's doing some damage to Blackheart, which then gives the Punisher and Wolverine a chance to actually do some damage to Blackheart as well. But with our heroes being able to continue to beat down on Blackheart, he's right now in a lot of different pieces. And so you have Ghost Rider tell the Punisher and Wolverine, go ahead and take the child back to the Earth. I'll stay here in this part of hell as a way to make sure that Blackheart doesn't follow and try to come back to Earth to cause more damage. But then that is the moment you have Mephisto appear. Now, this design of Mephisto has been used before, I want to say, in Marvel Comics. I want to say this was his original form. I could be wrong. But when it comes to this form right here, it has been seen before in Marvel Comics. But this is Mephisto saying, stop. I'm going to take care of my son. It's my fault for the way my son is acting. And so with that, I'm going to be a father and own up to my mistakes. And I'm going to take this man away. But Ghost Rider, Zarathos, the spirit that turns Danny into Ghost Rider, you have Mephisto say, you are enigma to me. I have no idea about you. I have no idea what's going on with you. But I feel like I should keep you around to get all the answers I need about you and I and the connection we have. And so with that, you have Mephisto just disappear with his son. And really the book ends on a high note where you have the Punisher, Wolverine, and also Ghost Rider kind of say like, even though they do cross the edge sometimes, meaning that they do kill people, as long as innocent lives are saved, it's okay for them to cross that line. And this is where we are going to end today's comic book video. So please leave me a like down below and subscribe. Also, if you have any suggestions on books I should read, well, please let me know in the comments below because you never know, your suggestion could be a future video down the road. But guys, I'll see y'all next time. Later. What's going on there, YouTube, and welcome back to another comic book video. Okay, guys, so we are going to do another classic 1990s Marvel story, The Heart of Darkness. Wait, no, we already did that one. Sorry, we are going to do the sequel, The Dark Design. Yes, this was the sequel to the first Ghost Rider, Punisher, Wolverine crossover we did a couple weeks ago. This is the sequel. They're back together once again in the same town as the last storyline. And of course, they're fighting against Blackheart once again. And so, of course, we all know when it comes to Blackheart, he has one goal in mind: to get rid of his father and be the ruler of hell. And so he's back again with a new plan to get that plan going to become the ruler of hell, to get rid of his father. And so this crossover, a lot of fans did not like. To a lot of fans, it was kind of eh. But to me, honestly, it's not that bad as most people said it was. Yes, there were some issues, but not a lot to be like, oh my God, this is the worst book ever. But tell me in the comments below how you feel about this story at the very end after going through this book. And so to begin today's storyline, we actually pick up where the last storyline actually took place in. Christ's Crown. Yes, Christ's Crown. We're back here again for the sequel. And of course, it makes sense because The last storyline took place here, so why not make the sequel also take place here? Now, with that being said, we actually do pick up with Ghost Rider. Now, you have to remember, back in the 1990s, the Ghost Rider was Danny Ketch. It wasn't Johnny Blaze. It wasn't Robbie Reyes. It was Danny Ketch, or Dan Ketch, but he is the third Ghost Rider out of all of the different Ghost Riders. Now, right now, we see him holding Lucy Crumb. Now, in the last video we did, Lucy Crumb was a little girl, but at this point, she's now a teenager, and we're going to learn more about her in this video. But in the opening pages, we do see Ghost Rider right now trying to get away with Lucy Crumb and another character known as Norma Jean. They're trying to get away from a group of people that have been corrupted by Blackheart, because Blackheart is back in town, and apparently he has already begun the process, or already have taken over the city. And so he was able to make people go after Lucy, because for some strange reason he wants Lucy for this master plan that could possibly help him get rid of his father, to become the ruler of hell. And so right now you have Ghost Rider, Lucy Crumb, and Norma Jean just trying to get away. But after a couple pages of them running away, and they realize that Ghost Rider must fight these guys off if they have a chance to actually get away, you do have Ghost Rider being able to take most of these guys out. Matter of fact, all of them. But here comes the big problem though. Right after he does that, well, one of them actually touches Ghost Rider. And this is a way for Marvel to actually remove Ghost Rider from the story just for a tad bit. And the reason why I say that, because when that one person actually touch Ghost Rider, you have that person actually be able to corrupt Ghost Rider, or begin the process of corrupting him. So like, he's not completely corrupt right now, but there is some kind of corruption virus just slowly going through his veins. And so sooner or later, this could possibly be a big thing for Ghost Rider. And so you actually do have Ghost Rider just change back into Dan Ketch to keep that corruption from going through his body completely. And so right now, Danny Ketch cannot turn into Ghost Rider, because if he does, that corruption could possibly take over his body. But that's the moment we actually do pick up with Wolverine, because Wolverine has arrived in Christ's Crown. Now, the reason why Wolverine is here, because he was called by Lucy for help. Now, you would think if I say he was called by Lucy, you would think that Lucy had actually called him up on some kind of cell phone or some kind of telephone, period. But actually, no, she was able to contact him because now Lucy has powers. So in the last storyline, Lucy was just your regular girl. But in this storyline, she does have powers now, and she has the ability to contact people, kind of like Charles Xavier. She is a psychic, but she does have a second ability, which explains why Blackheart is coming after her now. Because right now, the corruption group, they're coming after her. They want her only. Everyone else, who cares? It's just Lucy they care for. But Wolverine arrives in time to basically begin the search to find Lucy, to find Ghost Rider, and to figure out why in the world she called him here for. Because right now, Wolverine has no idea that the town has been taken over by Blackheart. Now, while Wolverine is fighting against this group of people who have also been corrupted by Blackheart, that is the moment you have the Punisher appear, because you have to remember this is a Ghost Rider Wolverine Punisher crossover, and so we need the Punisher. And the Punisher was called in the same way as Wolverine was, by Lucy, because again, she now has powers. She has psychic abilities where she's able to contact people, and of course she called Wolverine and the Punisher here for help, because again, Blackheart wants Lucy for some strange reason. The reason why, we have no idea. But of course, Blackheart wants her, and so right now he is sending waves and waves of corrupted people after her, and so she called for help. Ghost Rider, Wolverine, and Punisher. It would make sense because, again, in the last storyline, they helped save her in that book as well. Now, we finally do pick up with Blackheart. Now, remember, Blackheart has some daddy issues because Blackheart wants to kill Mephisto and Blackheart wants to be the ruler of hell because, again, Blackheart is the son of Mephisto. Now, this is the moment we come to find out that basically when it comes to Blackheart, there is a prophecy. And that prophecy is Blackheart is supposed to be the assassin to Mephisto. Blackheart is supposed to kill Mephisto and basically take over hell. And so right now, that is kind of the main reason why Blackheart is trying his best to kill his father. Not because his father was very cruel to him or because his father was just not around. It was more because the prophecy says Blackheart should be the person to actually kill Mephisto. And of course, Blackheart wants to do that, but to also become the ruler of hell. Now, you do have Mephisto kind of appear and make fun of Blackheart because Mephisto knows that right now, Blackheart really can't kill him. And so Mephisto is like, there's no way that prophecy is going to happen. And of course, right now, you're on Earth doing my work. You're out there corrupting people, giving me more souls to feed my hell. And so right now, basically, even though Blackheart wants to kill his father, he's kind of helping his father at the same time. Now, you do have Blackheart kind of tell us that because he's building this army of corrupted people, his power has grown weak. And this could play a very important role in the storyline down the road. But getting back over to Ghost Rider and Lucy, we do see that right now they were able to build some kind of underground base for people who were not corrupted by Blackheart. And this will be explaining why these people were not corrupted by Blackheart in a few minutes. But for right now, they're here in this underground base as a way to hide from Blackheart, but to also hide from the corrupted people. Now, of course, you do have Danny Ketch trying to recover because that corruption is going through his body, and sooner or later it will take over his body. But that is the moment you have some guards freak out because they do hear some noise. But of course, it's Wolverine and Punisher being able to find this space because Wolverine is a great tracker. Now, of course, you do have Wolverine and Punisher find Lucy to see that she has grown a lot since the last storyline, and also find Ghost Rider, who's right now fighting against a corruption in his body. So sometimes do pass by and we actually do see our group right now talking to one another. Now, this moment right here is not the moment that explains why Blackheart is after Lucy, but you do have Lucy explain to Wolverine, Punisher, and Ghost Rider about her powers, and really it's very vague, and so we're left to believe what could she possibly be. And honestly, we're left to believe that she could be a mutant because she does tell Wolverine that when she was a kid she had no powers, but of course when she grown up, out of nowhere she got powers. And so of course it could be the idea that maybe her X gene was finally unlocked. That could be an idea, but again, Howard Mackie doesn't really tell us how in the world Lucy got powers. And so we're left to believe that, but she said, listen, the reason why I called you three guys here is because you guys are not afraid to walk that edge. Now that line right there is very important because that was in the last video, the last storyline we did, because Blackheart wanted Punisher, Ghost Rider, and Wolverine because they were not afraid to kill, afraid to cross that line that most heroes do not cross. And so that's why she called them here again, because again, they're not afraid to cross that line, the line to kill. Now, we do jump back over to Blackheart and Mephisto. Now, you do have Blackheart continuing to try to grow his empire. He wants this empire to grow so that he'll be able sooner or later to find Lucy, to use Lucy for part of his plan, but on top of that, to hopefully kill off Wolverine, Punisher, and Ghost Rider. Now, while he's trying to build this empire, that is the moment you do have Mephisto appear. Now, when Mephisto appears, you have Mephisto continue to just make fun of Blackheart because Mephisto knows that Blackheart wants to kill him to basically complete this prophecy. But you have Mephisto kind of like, dude, the bigger your empire grows, the weaker you become. And sooner or later, you'll be too weak. There's no way you'll be able to actually kill me. And so you have Blackheart try to show how much power he has. But of course, that power does nothing to Mephisto. And you have Mephisto tell Blackheart, hey, don't worry. Sooner or later, you're basically going to realize you're doing your job for me, which is killing people and giving me more souls. Now, this is where you have the story begin the process of wrapping up, but also explaining some things as well on why in the world we had this sequel to the last storyline. Because while you have Wolverine, Punisher, Ghost Rider, Lucy, and the rest of the gang right now in these underground tunnels, well, that is the moment they do get attacked by the corrupted people. Because again, Blackheart wants Lucy. And so you do have Wolverine and the Punisher try to fight back against the corrupted people. But there are too many of them, and so right now they're being overrun. And so you have Danny Ketch say, I have to help out, because if I don't, they'll basically be overrun. And so you have Danny Ketch just go ahead and turn to Ghost Rider, even though that corruption is in his body. And so you do have our heroes all together once again fighting against the army of the corrupted people by Blackheart. The only thing is, though, their numbers are still too high. And so our heroes basically lose, and the corrupted people were able to grab Lucy, but to also grab Ghost Rider as well. And this is the moment we begin the process of actually learning what in the world Blackheart wants with Lucy for. Now, we do get a page where basically it's explained to us why in the world Blackheart wants Lucy for. And the reason why, because when it comes to Blackheart, he wants Lucy because of her second ability. Remember, I said earlier she has two abilities. Yes, she is a psychic, but her other ability is basically giving people hope. You heard that right. She gives people hope. And so when this town began to be taken over by Blackheart, there were people who weren't corrupted, the ones we saw in the underground tunnels. And those people were not corrupted because Lucy gave them hope that they will survive this takeover. They will survive against Blackheart. And so that hope was a way for them to fight back against the corruption of Blackheart. But Blackheart wants to marry Lucy because of that ability, the ability of hope, so that it will basically keep him insane. Not insane, sorry, sane. Not insane. Keep him sane. Because right now, with him going around trying to build this kingdom, trying to kill his father, he's slightly going in the direction of becoming insane. Now, you do have the Punisher and Wolverine arrive at the wedding of Blackheart and Lucy, which honestly sound weird to say. I don't know why. But either way, you do have the Punisher and Wolverine appear to basically stop Blackheart. Now, you do have Blackheart show Wolverine and Punisher that he was able to catch Ghost Rider. And so right now the question is, are they going to make the move to possibly kill off Blackheart? But there could be a possibility that Blackheart could kill Lucy off and also kill Ghost Rider as well. Now, Wolverine and Punisher, they believe that Blackheart, his power has grown weak, which they are not wrong, but at the same time, they are wrong. And the reason why, because even though Blackheart is weaker than he usually is, he's still a very powerful character against Wolverine and Ghost Rider and the Punisher. Because you didn't have Wolverine, the Punisher, also get captured by Blackheart. And this is the moment you have Blackheart kind of do this mind game on our three heroes. Now, these mind games are very similar to the ones we saw in the last storyline. They're not exactly the same, but the idea of Blackheart trying to do the same thing all over again kind of bothers me a tad bit. But either way, you do have Wolverine kind of go through the idea of him being an animal in Canada The Punisher goes through the idea of killing bad people who are just as bad the people who had killed his family. And then for Ghost Rider, it's the idea of someone destroying the grave of his sister. And so they do go through these mind games. And honestly, at first, you would think that there could be a possibility that they could actually mess with the minds of our heroes. But honestly, they don't. These memories don't mess up our hero's mind. Instead, it actually gives them strength to continue to fight, to continue to be heroes. And so that is the moment you do have our heroes actually break through the mind games of Blackheart to actually attack Blackheart. Now, we don't really get a big epic battle in this storyline. What I mean is that we don't see, you know, Ghost Rider, Punisher, and Wolverine fight Blackheart for like 3 or 4 pages. Instead, we only get about a page of that. And then we jump into the idea of Blackheart actually begging Wolverine and Ghost Rider and the Punisher to not hurt him or to kill him. Because you do have Blackheart tell Ghost Rider, you have to realize, if my father is gone, I will be a better ruler of hell, which could mean the souls in hell will be treated differently, possibly better. But of course, the Ghost Rider, he's all like, no, I can't trust you. You took over an entire town of people, made them corrupted. They killed other innocent people in this town. Those bloods that was spilled is on your hands, my dude. So no, you're not as good as your father or better than your father. You're actually as evil as your father. And so you have our heroes just walk away. But to go ahead and wrap up this video, we actually do pick up with Lucy running back over to Blackheart, and she does use her powers to give Blackheart hope. Now, this hope is going to be very important, but on top of that, you have Blackheart actually being able to complete his plan. Because once our heroes and Lucy leave, you do have Blackheart be confronted by his father. Now, Mephisto is kind of like, I told you, you were going to lose. You were going to fail. You're basically just good enough to be my assistant, to help feed me souls, and that is it. But that is the moment you have Blackheart say, no, the prophecy is finally going to happen. And that is the moment you have Blackheart pull out a knife. Now, this knife is actually very important because with this knife is covered in blood. Blood of an innocent child. And if that blood is basically on a knife and stabbed into Mephisto, Mephisto dies. Remember, the prophecy said Mephisto would give birth to a son, which is Blackheart, and Blackheart would be the assassin that would kill Mephisto. But the way to kill Mephisto is Blackheart needed a knife of an innocent child, and he has that knife covered in blood of an innocent child. And the innocent child was Lucy. And so he does use that blood. He does use that knife. He stabs Mephisto and bam, Mephisto is dead and Blackheart becomes the ruler of hell. And this is where we are going to end today's comic book video. So please leave me a like down below and subscribe. Also guys, if you have any suggestions on books I should read, well please let me know in the comments below, because you never know, your suggestion could be a future video down the road. But guys, I'll see y'all next time. Later.